Welcome to TacosTheGeeks.com. Justin here, back with more video game reviews, and today we are going to be reviewing the highly anticipated AEW Fight Forever, which is now available on your PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. All footage that you see here in this review has been recorded directly from a Nintendo Switch Lite. Does AEW Fight Forever stand on its own? Is this the wrestling game that we have been waiting for and anticipating? Is this the breath of fresh air from a dominated WWE 2K market? It's time to find out. Let's talk about story. Now, the story mode is where the story and the meat of the game is being played here, and the story is told through Road to the Elite, where you're able to select a creative wrestler like I did, or you can choose your favorite AEW wrestler. I did enjoy the story mode. It goes basically kind of a AEW greatest hits where you go through certain match types. I felt that the story though was inconsistent with its continuity. For example, in the beginning, I won the Casino Battle Royale and I won the title at All Out. But right after that, there was no talks of me being champion. I had no storyline in regards to me defending my title. I went into another program with Pac and Death Triangle, and that felt kind of disappointing. As far as the gameplay in Road to the Elite goes, I did enjoy the gameplay here. You're able to choose various things for your wrestlers, such as working out, dining, going out, other matches, or you could go straight to Dynamite. Now, workout, you have the ability to go to intense training, standard routine, or you can do something like light work. Depending on what you select, you get more skills. So obviously, intense training, you'll get more skill points, but it will drain more energy. But you can also replenish that by going to dining and getting something to eat. So obviously, after a hard workout, you might want to dine and get your strength up, especially if you're deciding to go to a match. But you also have the ability to go out and get some momentum, such as going to see sightseeing, play some mini games, which also offers you some skills. And you can do things such as go to press conference or do a television appearance, which gives you some choices. As far as going out to doing other shows such as AEW Dark and Rampage, you might be at times be challenged by a certain wrestler to fight them on Dark or Rampage. You have the option to do that as well. And I also like the fact, this is why I say you should play with your creative wrestler, because this is where you can raise their stats. You can raise the momentum rate. You can do some signature strengths. So there's slots here that you're able to really hamper and really get into your wrestler. And this is why I said creative wrestler would be best for Road to the Elite, because you're able to upgrade them and it transfers over to exhibition mode, so you can make your wrestler super nice. You have stat skills, action skills, and passive skills, and these will get earned as you do more matches. And here's a quick tip: the harder the level, for example, so if you're playing on easy, you're not going to get as much points as someone who's playing it on normal or on elite mode. Play on elite mode, really get your skills up, get more points, and it will make you upgrade your wrestler a little bit more faster. And I found that the elite mode is how you really should kind of play it, because it's challenging, but it really gives you the experience that you want. And so they have some little cool features here to the Road to Elite before I go into the actual gameplay. You're able to choose your wrestler's diet, which I thought was pretty cool. So my wrestler is a vegetarian, so when he goes dining out and you see the cutscenes, only thing he's eating is things that a vegan or a vegetarian might actually eat. If you choose that you're omnivore, you might see a little bit of a balance. And there's some times that you might be encountered a wrestler like the Orange Cassidy here just challenged me to Rampage, and now I'm gonna fight him on Rampage. So it's cool things like that that I did like. Now it comes to the core of exhibition mode. You have various match types such as 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-way, 4-way, Casino Battle Royale, exploring barbed wire match, ladder, mini games, and exhibition training. You also have an online mode where you can play those match types as well. You also have the ability, as I said, to customize your wrestler, and then the Road to Elite, which I just finished talking about. And then you also have challenges, which gives you a list of things to do from daily to weekly that will earn you points for your shop, which I'll get into details later on. You have a roster here, which I think needs a huge update, because some of these wrestlers haven't been seen in a while, and some wrestlers' attires, championships, it needs an update. It really does. There's some weird stuff too, that Jeff Hardy was available, but Matt Hardy was the DLC when Matt came first before Jeff. FTR is also DLC. There's things here that was kind of a turnoff for me. It was like, why? So the roster is pretty good. I do like the roster. And I'll also say, also the arenas is kind of scarce too. You only have Dynamite, Dark, All Out, Full Gear, Revolution, Double or Nothing, and Rampage. So hopefully there'll be a Collision DLC so we can get more arenas there. But this is true to AEW. Keep in mind, folks, they're still a young company, so they're not gonna have a whole bunch of history of pay-per-views like WWE. I will say when it turns to this in-ring ability and the gameplay, this is where it shines, and this is where you're gonna have the most fun. It does deliver on bringing back that here comes the pain, no mercy, and dare I even say a little bit of Dare Reckoning 2 here. I love the fact here, there's little features in here that I haven't seen in a while, such as the ability to command your manager by pressing it down on the D-pad. Your manager will hit the apron and cause a distraction if they choose to do so. You have your light strikes, your heavy strikes by holding it harder. You have your light grapple and heavy grapple. You have your shoulder buttons to do your reversals. And of course, you have the same way the momentum as you build up and do more damage, your momentum will build up, and that's how you're going to be able to do your finisher and signature first. You can do your signature as much as you want as long as it doesn't go out, which I love the fact that I could just keep spanning the signature at times until I'm ready to do a finisher. But don't get it twisted. Your signature will go away and you'll have to rebuild it. So I would suggest you hit them with the signature, do your taunt, and then you're able to finish your person off. But also keep in mind, if you get hit, your signature goes away and you have to rebuild that momentum. Thankfully, it doesn't go all the way down. You have to do more damage. But one thing I really did love about this game, one thing I really did love so much was the fact I could customize these controls. I played a lot of WWE 2K23, so I wanted to make sure that I get that control scheme. Can't talk today. Control scheme closer to that, so I can feel a little bit more at home. Because for me, who plays a lot of wrestling games, it'll be kind of difficult for me to remember controls from this game in WWE 2K, which I play both of them every day now. So I try to make the control scheme a little bit closer to them. But the original control scheme that they have, pure No Mercy. You will love it if you play No Mercy with a little bit of a more easier side to do it. Now, as I was talking about the specials and signatures, as you can see here, Adam Cole has his special ready. You just grab him by pressing whatever default that you choose to, and you swing that arch stick controller and he'll able to do his finisher, and it's very easy. Everyone can pick this up and play it. Another great thing about this is for those who are not familiar with the term wrestling styles and styles of wrestling, almost everybody has their unique styles, really, such as Orange Cassidy, as you just saw him put his hands in his pocket. You can play his entire matches with his hands in his pocket doing the sloth style. Graphically, the game looks good even on a Nintendo Switch. However, I did find some frame rate droppings, which kind of got really annoying when it comes to the animation. A couple of clippings here and there, a couple of stutters, but it still runs well. But the constant frame rate drops, it literally lasts probably a millisecond, but it's noticeable at times. So also some key features here. Casino Royale, as you just saw, Andrade. You get to see a split screen, small screen of them coming down a ring, which I thought was pretty cool. I do like the gameplay here. It feels like it's old school, but at the same time, old school, and it's kind of hampered by that as well because it's old school, but yet it seems like they didn't want to go or approach modern times. Like I said, I love the exploding barbed wire match here where you have 180 seconds before the ring explodes, but you can continue the match. Don't get it twisted. Seeing this doesn't mean that the match is over. It just means everybody's shocked and everybody's going to be bloody. And speaking of blood, oh man, do they deliver on the blood. This is the best wrestling game I've seen when it turns to blood. You see the bruises, you see just the wars that go on in this match. I love it. They really did a good job of really capturing that feel of AEW. But as I said before, this game is not without its bugs, not without its glitches, and you're about to see one here. As you can see, Sammy Guevara is stuck between the damn ladder, but he's yet still able to reach for that chip. One thing I did like the fact is that you're able to jump from ladder to ladder, as you're about to see my boy Darby Allin do a cutter from that ladder to the other. You're also able to jump from one ladder to the other, and that was a great feature. I love it. The lights out match, the way they do things, you can climb on the barricade and jump from there. They include a lot of things people have been asking for. So when it comes to that in-ring gameplay, it is solid. It is back to the basics that we learn and love. But there's also a little bit of problem with the selling, as you're about to see right here. Literally just got, I literally just got German suplex from one ladder to another, and I'm up. But Sammy's hurt. Little things like that. As far as the creative suite goes, this is disappointing. Holy God. This is SmackDown 2 level of creativity here. You cannot import any logos. You can't even upload your creations online. And this is applying to everywhere. This is not just limited to the Switch. You have preset logos that you can use. And as far as the creator wrestler goes, like I said, you just preset faces, preset hair. Can't really customize much. Can't really do their nose. You can change their height and body for that matter. You can change their eyebrows, but you can't like really do any type of scale. So like you want a negative or positive. There's none of that here. So creating your wrestler, very, very, very disappointed, especially if you're someone who likes to use calls a lot or like to just create Spider-Man or something like that. You're not going to be able to really do it here. This is the basic bare minimum creator wrestler feature, and it's very, very, very disappointing for those who want to make kind of their own AEW universe. I hate to use universe mode, but if you want to do something like that, which is creating a whole bunch of claws, you're not gonna get as much here. I've seen people do some really clever creations. Shout out to them for being able to do it. But what they're offering, what you're able to do, it's not enough here. Yes, there's things that you have to unlock through challenges and earning money that you can buy on shops, which I'll show in a bit. But as far as the creating your wrestler goes, it's very, very disappointing. I mean, I've seen better in previous games here, and it's just very disappointing that I'm not able to really go in much detail with my creator wrestler. Another annoyance here is when you're selecting your moves. You're not able to sort by letters, so you literally have to scroll down to each letter to find the move that you want. So if my move is an X, I gotta scroll all the way down there instead of like a fast button to sort by letter. I hope they patch that up, at least add that in, because if you're creating a lot of wrestlers, you're going to have a hard time. But when you're done with the in-ring action, AEW Fight Forever does offer some mini games here, as you can see, such as Elite Baseball here, where you're able to kind of do like a home run derby type of thing inside of a stadium, which I did enjoy. It's fun. It's a nice break from Road to the Elite, and it actually does tie into the Road to the Elite as well. So it's a lot to do here. I really do enjoy a nice break with the mini games. They have various mini games, by the way. They have a casino mini game, so it's nice to have this in here because it really sells on that arcadey feel that they're trying to approach. So I do appreciate that, but I wish instead of this they kind of had a steel cage or another match type. Like, this wasn't really necessary. The sound in this game is awesome. There is no commentating and during your matches. There are a little bit of commentating for the intros during like excuse me, Dynamite and JR, but he sounds lackluster there. But I will say the in-ring crowd, oh my gosh, probably the best crowd I've heard since WWF Warzone. Crowd is chanting for your favorite wrestlers. You're able to choose your soundtrack for the in-ring matches and menu screen. You can use the AEW themes and things of that nature. So my final thoughts on AEW Fight Forever. I'm giving this a C plus. It's good gameplay wise, but there's a lot of things that need to be done as far as gameplay goes, glitches goes. There's frame rate issues for the Switch at times. There's also a lot of outdated things such as clothes, belts. For God's sakes, Britt Baker is still walking around. I have her as my champion. She still has the first AEW championship. Like, get rid of that, update it with the new one. So they have a lot of work to do. And this won't be a yearly release, so hopefully we'll get a huge update as the time goes. But I can only recommend this for wait for sale. C plus. This is Justin from TacosGeeks.com saying later days.